Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning in to the day's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. Hope this reading is finding you happy and healthy and enjoying your journey to becoming more and more yourself. All right, let's dive in, shall we? All right. The overall energy of today's reading is the Five of Pentacles. Abandoned, left out in the cold, a financial pinch. Well, that's interesting. Maybe because I'm seeing the church and this statue here. There's something like looking for a savior, looking for feeling left out, looking for rescue. Someone, yeah, that's interesting. All right, what does the viewer need to know about the Five of Pentacles? Tower reverse, Three of Pentacles. All right. Something at work. Tower reverse is trying to avoid a disaster, trying to like fix it energy, trying to keep something together that's falling apart. At work or with work partnerships, usually there's three people in the Three of Pentacles. There's only one in this image. So you might be at work doing more than your fair share, trying to hold everything together. Wow. Okay. Nine of Cups reversed, Hanged Man reversed. Very unhappy. Trying to get out of this like environment. Okay, this feels like a job or financial situation. Poverty, not having enough, doing more than your fair share. It's just exhausting. Yeah, it feels like you've given everything and you're not happy either. It's like you're giving everything to whatever this is and you're not getting anything back, very little. Why is this showing up? What does the viewer need to know? Oh, Ace of Swords, a truth coming in, an epiphany, a new idea. With the Hanged Man in reverse, that makes sense. That maybe you've got an idea how to get out of this position. Very stuck energy. Very stuck. Unhappy. All right. What's this epiphany? What's this truth? New idea. Oh. Two of Wands, Magician, Page of Wands. So this feels like a new direction. Excited about going in a new direction, something you're consciously manifesting. Following that spark of excitement, of enthusiasm towards a new beginning. This also with the Page energy, it feels like you might need to learn about whatever this is, what you're going towards, but it feels like it's a revelation, a new path. Time's going to pass anyway. Do you stay someplace that's cold, miserable, you're doing way too much of the work, you're unhappy, it doesn't feel like people care about you in that environment, or it's like, well, I could just get a new job, I could go in a new direction. This feels more, it feels conscious, like you're consciously manifesting like what you want to do. The Magician has one finger pointed up and one down, as above, so below. So bringing your ideas from above into this reality by following your highest excitement. What are you interested in? What are you curious about? What are you inspired by? And start taking action steps in those direction. I'm not getting, leave that job. I'm not telling you anything. What I'm seeing here is the beginnings of an idea, and following that spark of curiosity and see where it leads. A lot of times the universe is just waiting for you to take action. You can think about it all day. You can imagine, fantastic, but this is a 3D world. Action is necessary, is required for things to really change. And so when you take a leap of faith, when you take just a step, not even a leap, just a little step in the direction of what you prefer, a lot of times you'll get a response back from the universe. Yes, keep coming this way. And then you get more excited. You're like, well, I'm just going to keep going in the direction of the excitement, of the joy, of what I'm curious about. And then eventually it feels like if this is work, then you can create the reality that you can leave behind what you don't prefer. Does that make sense? This isn't magical thinking. It really is about, all right, making that choice. I gotta make a decision here. I want something better, something different. What are you curious about? It's amazing when I started following my highest excitement, just for the joy of the experience. I stopped doing things because maybe this will lead me to that kind of thinking. Instead, just what do I want to do? What do I love doing? What am I curious about? What do I want to learn more about? Because I'm engaged. I'm already like present, attentive, like a sponge. All right, let's move on. Bet we'll get some more answers. The hidden blessing in this reading is the Page of Cups in reverse. Someone emotionally immature is a blessing. All right. Who's emotionally immature? Oh boy. Oh, do we have a story here? I don't feel like you're talking to this person with my Four of Swords in reverse as my no contact card. Okay. In the overall energy, I was talking about it feels like a job, like a work environment where you've been very unhappy. It feels like there's someone wildly immature, really immature, and you can't talk. You can't communicate with this person because they oh gosh, this is just someone who weaponizes communication. And they just, you can't really, you're not on, because communicating, it feels like, viewer, you're communicating in good faith. Let's just figure this out. What's the truth? This is someone who just communication isn't, is weaponized. It just feels exhausting trying. Ugh. Sorry with this person's energy. They're just the thing that I'm noticing is this person thinks they're really so smart, and they're just it feels like this person has some belief like no one can talk me out of, like I know what I'm doing, and they just a little delusional. They're immature and frustrating, exhausting. Okay. Oh, there's quite possibly a broken contract, maybe at work. There's some type of, it feels like the Hierophant in reverse. One, there's no learning from this person. There's no teaching this person. There's no, yeah. I think there's a blessing here. One, to realize this person won't change, can't change. Bless their hearts. They're complete. And in their final form, they don't want to expand. They don't want to grow. They don't want to evolve. They don't, and it's a free choice world. So that's their choice and they're sticking to it. Some of you, it feels like there's a broken contract or a contract's coming to an end, and it's a hidden blessing to get you out of the whatever environment this is. I don't think you can't have closure. You can't talk to this person. Is just in their ego. Oh, jeez. Maybe you're feeling that way too. Cheers. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's something about this environment is becoming so intolerable. It feels like this immature person, and then even the people around this person that are just blinded, that think this person is, I don't know why I'm so tickled and so like, maybe I'm over it, kind of over it. Just, it's so difficult because it feels like the people and this immature person, I think it might be important for you to see that there is no change. This is who they are. And not that you have to accept that and stay and work with that, but like, oh my God, they're never going to change. I think that gives you permission to like leave. Maybe what you've been waiting for is this environment to change, these people to change. For some of you, it's interesting. It feels like, this is a group reading. For some of you, this environment, you're being fired from it or expelled from the environment. It feels like a painful ending. Ten of Swords. An overkill. Very painful. Which would give you the permission to go after what you desire, what you really want. An end of a contract, or the job disappears because it's over. Beautiful. Perfect. It's a hidden blessing. Ten of Swords oftentimes for me is fortune after difficulty as well. You have justice coming out. I think whatever ending is happening, whatever end of a contract, painful ending, being fired, whatever this is a hidden blessing to get out of this environment. I think it's really hard for you to see your value when you're around people who are so wildly immature. They just can't perceive you, they can't value you. Someone who's immature doesn't value someone who's emotionally mature. Okay. It also feels like it gives you the opportunity to train your focus on what you do want without trying to keep this from falling apart. Once it falls apart or is taken away or whatever, it's a blessing. And there's this realization like, oh my gosh, I was clinging on to something, trying to make something work. And the moment that it's ended, the relief started pouring in. All right, what you're leaving behind is Six of Cups in reverse. A lot of wounds, unhealed wounds. Boy. Queen of Swords reversed with her back turned, Ten of Cups reversed. Yeah, a lot of unhappy, unresolved energies, manipulation, confusing too. Feels purposefully confusing. People, this feels like you're leaving behind people kind of stuck, miserable, and they just make miserable people love company, right? And so they just make more miserable people. There's also this lack of discernment. I get the feeling that this has been a very confusing environment, that the longer you've been in, the more you've lost touch with your value, your worth, the truth. For some of you, it feels like you've been devalued. And so this might have messed with your confidence. You might have lost yourself in trying to keep something together for people who just don't care. They don't care about you. Yeah. I think it's important to see people who don't care about you, that you think that they're on your side, that they're your friends, they're someone you can count on. And then when they really show you how they feel about you, when they act in very painful ways, a painful ending, it's a blessing to realize, okay, now I know how you feel about me. There are no lingering questions, so I can start acting on this instead of pretending that everything's fine. I think that also, kind of pretending, masking, like not having to pretend, leaving behind having to pretend is that tolerating this type of environment. All right, moving on. How to get the most of this. Seven of Cups. Ooh, Six of Cups reversed to Seven of Cups. Choices. You have a lot of options. You're spoiled for choice. For a lot of you, you might be feeling like I'm feeling left out, feeling abandoned. I can see why now. So for some of you, it's not a choice about what direction, but the truth coming out is the environment it's a hostile environment. And it doesn't feel like you're welcome in this environment anymore. What freedom. What freedom. Lots of options. So now choosing what options you want. What is it that you're interested in? Spoiled for choice. Be smart about the choices. It feels like the difficult part is just acknowledging the truth, that everybody kind of unmasking and saying what's going on, that they don't care about you, or showing you in some way how they really feel. It feels like it gives you a lot of freedom. It kind of cuts you free to go after what you desire. Yeah. Happiness, Four of Wands, Five of Swords in reverse. No longer dealing with manipulation, coercion, cruelty, and choosing happiness, choosing whatever makes you happy. All right, what's supporting you is the Hanged Man in reverse. Now, Hanged Man reverse showed up in the overall energy. So let's see. It's like coming, it feels like people put a lot onto you. But the Hanged Man gets stuck in this, or puts themselves in this position. It feels like you're stuck, as I'm perceiving it in this reading. And the universe has got you kind of stuck in a position, something where you can't make a move. But from this position, from being hung upside down, this person's coming to epiphanies, seeing things from a different point of view. Epiphanies, new ideas, inspiration. And so it feels like you're no longer putting yourself in that hanged man position, getting yourself unstuck with now the new perspective that you have. So it feels like what's supporting you is the new epiphanies, the new ideas that you have, the spark of excitement about being what's next, creating what's next, which feels a lot happier. Feels like you're spoiled for choice once you let go of these immature people and the immature environment. What else is supporting the viewer? Anything else that the viewer needs to know? Chariot. Moving on, making moves in the 3D. Some of you are moving, literally. I'm seeing a car with like luggage roof on top kind of thing. So some of you might be moving on from this. The challenge is to stand your ground against this King of Swords in reverse. Okay. The challenge is the manipulation, the narrative. Someone's trying to control how people are seeing you. Queen of Swords in reverse, King of Swords in reverse. Same type of energy here. So, okay. Someone doesn't want you to move on that easily. They've got something to say. They've got a lot to say negatively about you moving on, making moves. Just tuning in, seeing like, what are they saying? What is it that you're having to... I think this person just pulls stuff from their derriere. Just, you know, well, and then says, this is the truth. They're trying to poo-poo you. Feels like that's what they always do anyway. You know what would be really helpful here is to accept that you're the villain in other people's stories. Be okay with, yeah, yes, I'm a real dark, real villainy kind of character. Just like, instead of trying to control how you're being perceived, trying to control how others see you, letting go of that control, just caring about how you feel about yourself, it resolves a lot of those issues. I think this person used to be able to manipulate you through unhealed wounds, unhealed childhood wounds. They would be able to say something. Did I not say at the beginning of the reading this person weaponizes communication? That's what I'm getting here. This person knows just how to and where to poke you to get you wounded, and that. So by them doing that and you getting into an emotional hurt state of being, then you're not grounded. You're not able to communicate because you're in an emotional state. So anytime you get close or bother this person, they just wound you, and then kind of like poo-poo you, or this is a very deceptive person, very cruel. They are not operating in good faith. I think you can protect your energy here, stand your ground, but also just realize whatever. Whatever. All right. What to be mindful of is the High Priestess. I feel like you're very intuitive, viewer. Very intuitive. Not around this person. If you center someone else in your experience, if you're just focusing on someone else and in that fixed energy, then you're not really attuned to your own energy. You're chronically attuning to someone else's vibration, which has you off kilter. Looks like the more distance that you create from this energy, the more you move on and make moves away from this, the more your intuition comes online, because you're just aligned. Okay. It feels like you're intuiting a plan by this person, or what this other person in the reading has been creating, some enmeshment where they wound you. That's what I was talking about earlier, just before this. Yeah, it feels enmeshed. It feels like you can't protect yourself from this person. From inside. Once you leave, but I'm seeing like this relationship, whether this is a boss, a coworker, whoever this is, it started out looking like business, like it's about pentacles. There's something here about working through the sadness and the grief that this has caused. And realizing that this person is more concerned with appearances, with how they appear to others, than real stability. This person feels like they have financial difficulties. Oh, what I'm seeing here is it feels like this person blames others, puts the burdens on everyone else. At the beginning, I was saying Three of Pentacles, there's only one person here. Tower reverse, you're constantly like in fix it. Only one showing up at the job. Five of Pentacles, feeling left out. Nine of Cups in reverse, centering someone else in your experience, being very sad. And so it feels a bit enmeshed, like you're not allowed to have separation between you and this person. I think this is very disappointing, whatever this is in your personal story. It looks like what happens after the viewer releases their burdens. Okay. It looks like if you do take that choice, because I was seeing this as a choice, a decision to go in a different direction, for some of you, you're being expelled from the environment. It doesn't feel like you're making the choice, but maybe the choice is being made for you. A painful ending. But what I'm getting is that it's happening for you. It's in the hidden blessing to let this end. And so with Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles reverse, and Judgment, what I'm seeing is, yeah, it might take a bit to rebuild. But the Knight of Pentacles, even though he's the slowest moving knight of the deck, he's not even moving. The reason why he's not moving, why he's the slowest moving knight, is because he's planting seeds in the fields behind him. And so, yeah, that takes a lot longer to cultivate what you want along the way. So what I'm getting here as advice is, yes, rebuild, but go slowly. No rush. Let's cultivate what you want along the way. I want to be happy. Then every day, plant seeds, water seeds of happiness. I want independence. Then work on creating that in your environment. Put the work in. There's not, a lot of times what the Knight of Pentacles reminds me of is that belief system, that oppressive belief system we put on ourselves. I'm not going to be happy until. I'm going to work really hard, and I'm just not going to be happy until I finally, and then you're not happy until you, but then when you get that goal, even if you do reach it, then you're not happy because you haven't been cultivating the energy, the vibration, the frequencies that you want. Why hold off from them now? Why not give that to yourself now? I want peace and happiness every step of the way. I want to plant the seeds of what I want, and I want to step into it right now and be happy now and build more of that along the way. And then stop focusing on this person. Stop giving them so much time, bandwidth. No more thinking about them. So a lot of you, it looks like there's projections, like you've been arguing in your mind, trying to convince this person, trying to think of arguments, and it feels like you're constantly trying to convince this person instead of just seeing it's not working. This activity is just exhausting you. Trying to convince, trying to figure out the way to say it, and it's not going towards what you think it is. And then allowing an awakening to happen. It feels like whatever this experience has been for you, whether this is a job or a relationship, a family environment, a friend group, whatever it is, it feels like it's been way too small for you. Way too limiting. And when you finally make the decision to leave, the choice to leave, then epiphanies, understandings, excitement, oh my gosh, no contact with people who have shown you. That's my suggestion. You do whatever you want. But once someone shows me that they're comfortable betraying me, they lose access to me. I forgive them. I learn to heal that within me for me, forgive them for me, because I don't want to spend time cultivating negativity and anger and resentment. And at some point, resolving those. Forgiveness and letting go isn't about allowing access to you. Doesn't have to be. Once someone shows me they're comfortable with this, then access is not granted. And it looks like there's a big glow up, an expansion. Beautiful. Some of you are intuiting this, like can tell there's like a calling, there's something, there's a version of you you're meant to be, something else that you're meant to do, but there's a lot of fear maybe keeping you stuck in this environment until now, it looks like. So, all right. Hope that was helpful. If you want to continue on, I'm going to do an extended reading on Patreon. There's a link in the description box below. It says extended reading here. You follow that link, takes you right to part 2 of this reading, where I'll look at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance. Basically, I'm halfway through this very long reading. So, all right, I'll see you over there. Take care.